Yogo Dunzo of North Texas L5R. I'm going to be streaming a game between our local Kiseki against NotFragile for Clan Wars. They've both got in the game and are waiting. I kind of snuck in here. I assume both parties think I'm on the other team. We have some pleasantries being exchanged. Hopefully the game gets going sooner rather than later. I may have to cut out and actually do some work. I'm going to go on mute while this gets started so you don't hear me typing on my keyboard. I'll be back as soon as I get started. Okay, it looks like they've started. We have a Kyuden Bayushi Keep Reverse deck versus a Unicorn HMT Keep Reverse deck. So we are probably going to see a lot of aggression here. Both of them are probably going to hemorrhage honor pretty quick. So this could be a very, very quick game. I don't have the deck lists because I'm too lazy to go dig them up, but it's quite likely that Kiseki is running Forged Edict and Forgery. The HMT deck is probably pretty standard. They forgot chess clocks, so they may have to remake the game. So they are remaking, so we'll get this started here again in just a moment. Fortunately, they caught that mistake before they got too far into it. I think we are just waiting on everyone to hop back in. And I believe the chess clocks may be incorrect, but they're going to roll with it for now. Both players mulliganing 2 from the Dynasty decks. NotFragile has done 2 from Conflict. And Kiseki pitched 3. We see a standard Gunso buy, finds Moto Youth. We'll probably see a Border Rider purchased as well. And then a pass. Kiseki is running Silent One's Monastery, so it's quite possible it's a Dishonor focused deck. He buys the Seven Truth Seeker with 1. Kiseki passes first, so he doesn't get hit by the ride till dawn. And both bid 5. They are just kind of zipping through everything. NotFragile passes, Kiseki passes. They just want to get stuck in real quick. See Military Earth at Silent One's Monastery. Kiseki having to think about defending. Chooses to go with his only option, really. It's kind of important that he managed to stop the... Ooh, NotFragile plays a Way of the Open Hand to send the Truth Seeker home. We see a pause, so either... Nope, that one happens. I imagine we're going to see spoils of war. Nope, we see an assassination on about a youth. Starting the honor bleed. There's a join the fray, which is not surprising. Hopefully the pause is cancel prompt. Stuffing this attack is usually very important for HMT decks. Here I imagine we're going to see a political attack. Probably at City of the Rich Frog. Water makes sense but doesn't feel great, because there's a Shiatomi enchantment that can be used to straighten. I'd probably go for air over water. Well, no, I guess it stops the gun, so yeah, no, that's fine. It does basically deny an attack. So now Kiseki only has to worry about one over conflict. We see a Tessin come down with Truth Seeker. Kiseki has played a bunch of cards this turn, so he is down on hands a little bit. Firing feels a little weird. Dishonoring the Truth Seeker will only get I guess it takes it off the table. Hopefully Kiseki has a conflict character. Miyako would be kind of nice here, which is what we see. Dishonors that. Hopefully he breaks, or he goes after City. He should obviously go Air Ring. Void Ring does him nothing. Air Ring will help him fix his sins a little bit. There's no need to go poking. Finding something like a Endless Plains would be pretty bad. Miyako's a little bit of a stat stick right now. Looks like NotFragile might be having some kind of a think about this. Not sure if playing a conflict character is really worth it. No defense pass. Kiseki should pass here as well. Getting rid of a border rider is pretty good. Chooses not to discard though. Feels odd. We see Skirmisher come down. Gives itself covert. That feels like an autopilot thing, but it does leave him open to Kiriko. We see Void. We should just see a pass here. Spreading the darkness. They are both going to hemorrhage honor. There's not much doing after that, but that basically puts them at 1 bids now. They'll both be at 5 honor. And token will move over to Kiseki. We see not a well. No, that's actually not too bad. I would probably seasons right away. You don't want to deal with Tetsuko, nor Yurt, which is what we see happen. And that is a much more manageable flip for Kiseki. We'll probably see a Master Whisperer purchased here since they're going to be bidding 1 now. Instead, we see a young rumormonger. Kiseki does a 3 bid. We see a Yasumura was purchased. Sorry, I had some work issues come up, which might take me away from commentating on this. And they are. I'm going to mute myself and hopefully I can get this taken care of fairly quickly. Okay, and we're back. Looks like Kiseki went in, found Border Fortress, which flipped Consor Do, which isn't the worst flip. We do see Yasumura going in. Kiseki went Earth for cards and to deny the Keeper. I guess the only thing he really has to be concerned about is the cab reserves. That can trigger kind of a high roll thing, although NotFragile not going water kind of makes that unlikely. We see him hit Upholding Authority. Yasumura coverts the rumor monger. Nothing terribly surprising. We see a pass. Kiseki on display of power. I think Kiseki's play now is to go for a void conflict. Oh, go in fire, looking to cause some extra honor loss. He does find endless planes. There's not much doing about that. Hopefully there's a conflict character he can drop in to still get the fire effect and the honor loss. But we shall see. NotFragile passes because no reason to do anything. And Kiseki passes. I assume NotFragile is also going to pass. It's unlikely there's a conflict character. Oh, but we do see a common cause come down, so he is going to go for another poke. Fire ring is quite likely, just to cause 2 points. Oh, but we see Kiseki play a forgery. He is having none of that. And instead we see a Tessin come down. There's really no ring choice here. Fire is what makes the most sense. Going back to upholding. That feels very odd. Because if he had the... Oh, he's Keeper of Earth. He's going to bounce off of it. That is the one downside to an Earth roll there. We're probably going to see a pass. I don't think, if NotFragile didn't want to break it before. Oh, Cavzarbs. He's going for a little sneaky sneak. So we see HMT trigger. Here I think you have to take the way of the open hands. He takes the censures instead. I don't necessarily like that because favor, oh no, because favor, NotFragile will end up with favor because Chagotay's not going to bow from the next conflict unless something goes incredibly weird. Chooses to honor Chagatai instead. Dishonoring Miyako would have... I still think that was the right call. Was dishonoring Miyako. Because that would have put Kiseki at 1 honor. He did run into secret cache, so it's possible there's another display of power, but that's not likely and not really productive at this point. That does mean that at this point any displays of power still in the deck or in his hand, or in Kiseki's hand, are basically dead now. favorite gets taken by Unicorn, and that Yasumura is going to cause a problem. Clearly you pitch everything, and you want another, you basically just want as many bodies as you can get. That is not the flip that Kiseki wanted to see. That is a pretty terrible flip. Not fragile. Probably. Nergui makes sense as a buy. Rumor Monger is okay. We're probably going to see Not Fragile pass to snag a fate. Kiseki should definitely Storehouse twice and then Seasons. He really needs something to deal with that Yasumura and that Nergui. I expect Not Fragile to 5-bid. And since Display of Power was played, ooh, a Dispatch to Nowhere. That is possibly a game-saving flip. Not Fragile can't really buy much. Buys the Gunso, finds Moto Youth. We'll probably see a pass here again from Not Fragile now. Dispatch kills the Yasumura. He got promoted to a Gulag. I think I mentioned, I'm interested to see what the bids are going to be here. Not Fragile certainly needs some cards to find. Oh, he's got to join the fray in hand. However, it's entirely possible that I believe we've only seen one forgery. That's the one deck. No, we've seen 2 forgeries. And Display of Power is an RL card, so using Blackmail Artist to hopefully find an answer that will save him. Not Fragile bids 2. Kiseki does not use the Manipulator. Guess he wants to snag some honor. Probably for necessary bonsais here. That implies to me he's got a forgery in hand, because he didn't have to dig deeper, because he knows there's a Join the Fray in hand. We see the push for 7 at Abandoning Honor. So this is a dedicated Dishonor deck. Unfortunately, Nergui's going to kick someone out. Then we'll probably see Chagatai come in. Actually, no, we'll probably see a Tetsuko come in to lock Kiseki out of playing cards. Way of the Scorpion, there's the Join the Youth, or Way of the Scorpion on the Moto Youth, there's the Join the Fray. and we did not see a forgery. Nergui can still kick someone out. Box is breaking. Things do not look good. For Shame on the Youth takes care of that. So it does stop the break, but we do see a curved blade come down to just replace what was lost, and then some. And Kiseki is now out of cards because of Tetsuko. There's pass. We're going to see a crunch. And HMT Unicorn takes it. So a lot of back and forth there. I definitely think it was a close game. I think Kiseki probably lost on flips and not having enough counters. Thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next one.